Breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers go out and they sign a quarterback, and a good one at that, a former starter in this league and a guy who has shown some high upside and promise even at the age of 29. The 49ers go out and sign quarterback Joshua Dobbs to a one-year deal, according to his agent. The quarterback stands at 6'3", 220 pounds, runs a 4.64 40. Former Tennessee Volunteer, was drafted into the league in 2017 by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 4th round. Now, this guy has had a crazy year. He started for 2 teams last year and had been traded all over the place. He started the year with the Cleveland Browns. It appeared that the Browns felt comfortable with their rookie quarterback, and so they traded Joshua Dobbs to Arizona. Well, Dobbs started week 1 in Arizona and even played against the San Francisco 49ers in week 4. And when I broke down the defensive tape versus Arizona, one of the guys who stood out to me the most in that game for the Cardinals was Joshua Dobbs. He threw himself out of multiple Nick Bosa sacks just by being efficient and effective with his timing in getting the ball out. It was one of the things where I was like, wow, this dude is actually like really quality quarterback. And he's really showing a lot of poise. Now, obviously, it didn't work out in the end with the Cardinals, and after week 8, he was traded away to the Minnesota Vikings. So week 8 gets a start with the Cardinals. Week 9 is starting with the Minnesota Vikings in a game he wins and played phenomenally, in fact. But unfortunately, he started a couple weeks after that, and it didn't work out for the most part in Minnesota. But I think everything was just kind of falling apart in Minnesota. I don't even put that on him for the most part. I thought Joshua Dobbs, and following his career up to date, I've been very impressed with him. And again, being able to study him versus the San Francisco 49ers defense in week 4 and watching him how he played against the 49ers. And like I said, Nick Bosa was creating a lot of pressure, but the reason he wasn't being able to get home and get sacks is because Josh Dobbs wasn't holding on to the football. What is one of the things that Brock Purdy does really well? He gets the ball out very quickly. And that was apparent when watching Josh Dobbs. So when you look at him, you see that the fit is going to be very good, especially in this Kyle Shanahan scheme. So honestly, this is like one of the best backup quarterbacks I think you could get on the market, because to me, he should be a starter. Now, he might not be a top end starter. He'd definitely be at the bottom of the league in regards to starting quarterbacks. But I see a guy who can start. I see a guy who's capable enough. I mean, the fact that what he was able to do on 3 different teams last year, has bounced around the league, thrown into the fire the previous year against with Tennessee, and played pretty well with them. I think Dobbs is a very quality quarterback. I think he's super underrated. And I think the San Francisco 49ers just got an absolute steal of a backup quarterback who can actually come in and win games for the 49ers if they need him to. So I like this move. Like, it's not too often that you're going to find me getting super, super excited about a backup quarterback signing, but I like it. And we're just finding out right now the terms of the contract. It appears that Dobbs has signed a 1-year, $2.25 million fully guaranteed contract at signing. And there's an ability to make $750K in incentives built into the deal. So the San Francisco 49ers, they get a guy. So now the 49ers have 3 quarterbacks in the room. We knew they needed to get additional quarterback depth after signing Brandon Allen back. And as we saw, a pretty crazy turn of events, as Sam Darnold goes to the Minnesota Vikings, and then we get Joshua Dobbs, the Pastronaut. This is, dude, this makes me feel very confident. I'm very confident. Like if anything were to happen to Brock Purdy, knock on wood, knock on all the wood, Brock Purdy's quarterback one, he's the guy for this team. But if for whatever reason, let's just say hypothetically, Brock goes down for 3, 4, 5 weeks, I feel extremely confident that this guy could come in and win majority of those games, 80% of those games. And again, he stood out to me. I'm going to need to go through my old notes against Arizona and pull up, because I remember just writing in my notes when I was breaking down the defensive film. I was just like, wow, Dobbs, accurate. Wow, Dobbs, on time. Wow, Dobbs, throwing out of a sack. I couldn't believe it. And I had never watched Joshua Dobbs that closely. I'd always watched him, from afar. But it wasn't. I didn't watch him I didn't study him. So I'm a big fan of this. I can't remember the last time I was this hyped about a backup quarterback signing. Like I would say this is a better signing than Darnold, in the sense of you need a guy to come in and play. Darnold, I think, has way more upside because one, he's younger, he has that prototypical arm talent, and he's a bit of an unfinished product at about 24, 25 years old. Whereas, he's older and he's been around the league, a little bit more of a veteran presence. But like I said, man, I have way more confidence in Joshua Dobbs coming in to play in spell of Brock Purdy, if that's the need, way more than I would have had with Sam Darnold. So this is a great move, and that's a smart dude. Dude's an astronaut, man. Dude, like literally, that's why they call him the Pastronaut. He is I think he's been to space. Like he's crazy smart. And I'm a big fan of this. Big fan of this. This is going to be a good one. I think this is great for the 49ers room. For sure. So like when we look at what he did last year on he completed 262 passes on 417 attempts with a 62.8 completion percentage, which is pretty solid. 2,400 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Obviously want to clean up the interceptions. But like I said, for the most part, what I saw of him against the 49ers was a strong decision maker, quick to get the ball out. And again, when you're playing on 3 different teams in 1 year, it's hard to build continuity with anyone. So what he did last year to me was remarkable. And this is great. This is a great move, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.